right, I'm super excited. I'm joined right now by Aseem Datar, who we're going to be talking about empowering scientific innovation with AI and quantum. So that's a really fun topic. And you are the VP of Product Innovation. So we've been hearing Microsoft talk a lot about accelerating scientific discovery, whatever that's supposed to mean. And I'm going to ask you more things about that. So can you tell us more about this mission? What does that actually mean and what's it about?
Yeah, firstly, I'm very excited to be here. Thank you. The energy in Build is just amazing. Let me start off by saying that, it's very complex to understand nature. And everything in nature really boils down to understanding the laws of physics, chemistry and materials, biology, and even, material sciences to a certain extent. So, whether it's about discovering new electrolytes, whether it's about, reversing climate change, whether it's about finding a new drug, it all comes down to scientific innovation. For decades, researchers and scientists have been racing against time to, really accelerate scientific discovery and lead this innovation. And so we're on a path to empowering them, with the combination of our platforms in order to accelerate and bring these products to market faster. So our real big vision is about accelerating science, and that's kind of what we're really after.
I love that. And so how does Microsoft fit into that landscape?
Yeah, so if you think about Microsoft, we're bringing the best of AI, quantum, and then supercomputing in order to sort of build platforms in a hybrid manner so that everything's under one roof. Mm-hmm. If you think about, we've made massive investments in supercomputing.
Yeah.
If you've heard Satya talk, over the last few months, we've announced billions of dollars that we have invested into both AI and computing.
Right.
We're on the roadmap to sort of bringing real quantum to bear, and so we're really focused around bringing all of our research in order to make quantum a reality. And then finally, if you think about all the research that we're doing on the AI side of things, that's deep research that we're bringing to AI models to really accelerate this scientific innovation. I mean, some of these AI models are trained on 200 million data points of molecules. I mean, that's huge. And then finally, we're looking at hybrid, meeting customers where they are. So combination of these three things is what we're bringing to bear. And that's why it led us to the development of Azure Quantum Elements. Azure Quantum Elements is really the service in private preview that you can use. And our goal is to really accelerate and compress 250 years of scientific discovery into the next 25.
I love that. 250 years into 20. I love that. And so what is this going to mean, for how are we going to be able to support industry leaders by doing this?
Yeah. If you really talk to industry leaders, they care about, a few things. They care about making sure that, we help them with traversing the vast world of compounds and molecules to get to better candidates. They care about managing cost, expenses, as well as, making sure that there's not a lot of throwaway work. And they also care about getting better outcomes. So we're really empowering them with these three things, and it's really coming down to three buckets. First is making sure that we've traversed the wild world of scientific possibilities, right, and really narrowing it down to the one or two candidates that leads to better outcomes. And then finally, it's also about making sure that we're guiding the right set of innovations. One of the customers we worked with, they were on this path to use a chemical compound, and in order to manufacture a particular, and go through a particular process. And the chemical process was used for decades. Mm-hmm. And we really fully couldn't understand the process until AI showed up. And so we're able to apply AI, get to really understanding the chemical process, tweak it, and to lead to better and faster outcomes. So that's kind of the macro of how we are working with industry leaders.
That's great. That's really great. So, and I love that that's what we're able to do and kind of unlock. So what are the kinds of companies that we're working with, and what sort of impact are they seeing from digital R&D?
Yeah, I think it's all important to note that it's not just R&D, right? We're also helping make societal advantages.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done with Pacific Northwest National Labs. And working with them, we were able to sort of go chase down and really build a new battery material that uses 70% less lithium.
Oh wow!
So we started off with 32 million compounds, and then isolated them down to 10, and then came down to 1, and out came a battery. And what better than showing you?
Yeah, show this to me.
We actually built a physical battery.
Amazing.
That's now actually powering a clock. And so this was done in 80 hours. Otherwise, it would have taken years and years and decades of research. And if you think of it, it's like before AI showed up, it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Right.
And so we're really, really proud, and this is just really scratching the surface of the art of the possible.
No, this is so impressive. That's great. No, because you're right. This would have taken so much longer before. In 80 hours, you were able to create this battery to power this clock.
Yep.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
And we're also working with some of our other customers in addition to PNNL. We are working with the likes of Johnson Matthey for better research on hydrogen cells. We're working with ASCO-Nobel to make sure that there are paints that are sustainable. And we're working with somebody like 1910 Genetics to make sure that we can bring drugs to market faster. I mean, if you think of the drug manufacturing process,
yes,
it takes about a couple $2 billion. And if you're lucky, the drug will hit the market in 10 years.
Right.
And so we're looking at compressing all of that and really making it possible to accelerate the scientific method.
And how much does that, how much of this innovation has happened in the last few years? It feels like this has happened almost overnight. I know that it's been a long process, but I'm just curious, how much of this is something that we've really only been able to unlock recently?
It's been a journey, but I think the real unlock has also been with decades of AI research that we've done to sort of bring these models to bear. And there's more to come.
There's more to come. So how do you think that this, R&D landscape is going to kind of grow and evolve in the future?
Yeah. As we talked about, AI is just one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
I think with AI, we're just scratching the surface. We talked about AI, supercomputing that's in the now, but we can't imagine the future without talking about quantum.
Right.
We look at, really 3 stages of how we want to bring quantum to bear. We talk about level 1, which is really foundational. Those are the traditional NISQ machines. And you can use those for, simulations, and they're great at that.
Right.
Last month, we announced a real breakthrough. We worked with our partner, Continuum, and we used their hardware, used our error correction, and, we were able to really get to demonstrate, stable logical qubits. And that's the first of its kind. And Microsoft is, really proud and humbled to sort of get to that stage. We were able to run about 14,000 experiments on real logical qubits, without hitting an error. This is 800 times better from an error rate standpoint than what exists out there. And again, this is level 2. But the real unlock comes from level 3, when we are able to sort of get to a real quantum supercomputer that just puts AI at the next level. And so, even with level 2 today, we're able to do a lot of computation. We're able to accelerate scientific discovery, and we couldn't be more excited about what's to come. And we believe that our unique approach with the topological qubits will get us there.
That's really, really fantastic. And so, when you were kind of thinking about it, do you have anything you can maybe, where do you envision the future, or what are you hoping that we will see?
Yeah, I think in a nutshell, it's going to be about AI, supercomputing, and quantum. And I think, quantum just takes it to the next level. So, even from a today's standpoint, we're barely scratching the surface with AI. I couldn't be more excited about the art of the possible when it comes to, materials discovery, chemistry, and bringing drugs to market.
Yeah, and I like that. And can you talk to me a little bit more about kind of how you see these two worlds intersecting? Because we have kind of historically spoken about these things as separate kind of scientific advancements, even though I think you're right, they're going to be converged. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you see that happening?
Yeah, I think if you think about the AI models of today, there's still a lot that needs to be done to sort of train the models, traverse using all the data, sort of ground them. With quantum, I think it's just going to take a quantum leap, if I'd call it that way.
Right.
And so I think we couldn't be more excited when these 3 things, really come to life. And you couldn't look at scientific discovery without 1, 2, and 3. It's really about applying, all of these things to the entire scientific method, not just about the front end of it or the back end of it.
Right. Right, and I know you talk to researchers all the time. What's their response been to this possibility, and what are they excited about? I guess maybe continuing to discover and look through.
Fundamentally, I think we're discovering a lot of use cases.
Yeah.
Right? This is groundbreaking tech, and so as we think about this tech, researchers get excited about, can we do this? Can we apply it to that? And so the use cases that we are seeing are varied, and the applications are many. So we're just excited to sort of build this platform, give it to the hands of researchers. And again, we have a scientific co-pilot that's grounded in the scientific domain.
I love that.
Without the co-pilot, I think it's hard for researchers to collaborate. And so I think what we're really excited about is bringing that co-pilot in the scientific domain and really getting to innovation faster.
I love this, and I love how this is all working together. So how can customers get started today?
Azure Quantum Elements is in private preview. So, I encourage developers to go try it, and I encourage scientists to go try it. You can go to the Azure Elements webpage and get started. You can try our scientific co-pilot and go from there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.